conversation yesterday about sex in various ways, but
she was quite prettier than you.
Yes, I had my
No offense.
I had my
No
days.
offense.
No, I actually was. But I was going to say that she was talking about how sexy the film. And I think you even quoted was it a French film critic who said,
I don't get the punchline.
No. Tell everyone that. I have a question.
It's because of what she was talking about, the way I wrote women in my films, and she was very positive about that, and how sexually positive they were, and how, powerful they were, and so on and so on. And I agree with her. I think that's right. Not too many people have ever actually talked to me about that. But it did remind me of it must be at least 25 years ago, there was a French critic who said, when you look at the sex and the sexuality in Cronenberg's movies, you know that he must be very good at sex. And I thought, that's the best review I've ever read.
So what I was going to ask about that was that one of the
Don't get too personal.
One of the things that I noticed that you do in your films frequently that not a lot of other people who direct sex scenes do is that people will have conversations, and they do it here too in this film, and that feels very believable and very realistic, but almost no one ever puts that in their films, and I'm wondering, is that...
Yeah, there's a well-known New York film critic whose name Amy Tobin, I won't mention. I adore her, but she, there was a podcast where she was complaining that there was this sex scene between Diane and Vincent, and she said it's just sex going on and on and on, they're just grunting and grunting and on, this is endless. And I later said to her, Amy, that is a dialogue scene. Did you miss the dialogue? And she confessed that she hadn't heard the dialogue the first time she saw the movie. I said, it's actually a dialogue scene, and the dialogue's very important. Most of my sex scenes are really dialogue scenes in disguise.
It's not just pillow talk, it's actual, things are being said.
And there were no pillows in that scene. I was doing the Japanese thing with tatami mats and stuff, so no pillows.
One of the things, again, something that is said right at the beginning of the film is about how the body, I think that the references to teeth rotting and trauma, that start...
Grief is rotting your teeth.
Right, and that's not the first time you've discussed the way that different kinds of trauma, whether it's grief or physical trauma, have an impact on the body as a whole. I guess it makes sense, but I don't know if that's more of a philosophy or if that's a medically proven thing. But I love that you discuss it because again, I don't think I've ever heard anybody else talk about it in those terms before.
Yeah, I think it's just an observation. I mean, I think everybody, at a certain point in your life, you're going to realize and see that your emotional state has huge impact on the body, and it has been known for some time, but now it can be actually through the medical version of a shroud, where you can actually see what's going on in the brain cells and the neurons. You can actually see the impact of stress, trauma on the body, and it's quite extreme. It really changes your body, sometimes forever. So but to me, it's just an observation before it became a medical fact. It was just, I think, poetically, poets have mentioned that for thousands of years, so I'm only in that one. I'm not the first, I'm not the very first.